What's going on, guys? Gonna give it 2 more minutes just so we can wait for people to come in. What's going on, Omar? How's your weekend been? Let's hope for a better week, guys. Let me know how the audio is. Music. Let me know if you hear that static in the background. I'll try and fix it. Let's get active in that chat section. What's up, Gabriel? Mario, what's up, my man? SK, what's going on? Let's just give it 1 or 2 more minutes and then we'll get started. Yeah, for the well-being of all of us, I hope the NASDAQ turns around. But first I'm going to go over SPY, QQQ, and then I'll cover, as you can see, my watch list. It's a little short this week. I'm trying to play a little bit conservative, as you guys can probably assume why, because we are at critical levels. So I'm just gonna, narrow down my field of view and keep it light this week. Let's give it 1 or 2 more minutes. All right, if you guys, yeah, for sure, good. Do you guys want to start with chart request or do you want to start with my watch list? AMC or GME? I'm already in AMC, so it's not on my watch list. But it does look pretty good. Look, it's getting tighter and tighter, cup and handle. So it is setting up. That decreasing volume looks nice. And we found some support at that 750 level, 760 level, right in that region. So I'm still long, and I believe this. I'm gonna hold this probably till around 650. If we break that candle and that candle, right, that lines up with yeah, that's 650 region will probably be my stop loss. Right, because I can see a dip before the rip here. All right, everyone gets stopped out at the break of this little wedge. We come down here, and then we move to the upside. Watch list first. Sounds good. So let's get started. Hope everyone had a good weekend, and let's have a good week this week. So a SPY, right? Just like every other week, rising bearish wedge. We had that 5-wave sequence, and then we started to move sideways. Let's pull up the, let's go to the 1 day. So as you could see, the RSI and the MACD was about even. The RSI was pretty high. It was approaching that 70 to 80 level. Yep, 70. And we were approaching that top of that rising bearish wedge. So that's why everyone was giving warnings about, you're sizing too big and, watch out for a correction. and look what happened. So as you can see, we broke out of this wedge, but what I'm really looking for this week is to see if we approach inside the wedge again and then we have a move back to 400, or if we see old support act as a new resistance, because that's exactly what it looks like is happening. So that's why I am playing Monday, and my watch list here is all calls, because I'm basing that off the way we finished, and we finished bullish. So if we can get back in this rising bearish wedge, excuse me, then I would be bullish. But if we resist here and then come back down, that would be very, very bearish. And then a move below these previous lows will be way lower. I'm pretty sure we'll test that 358 level. So Monday's big, Tuesday's big. We have to wait and see what happens. There's nothing we can do besides wait and see, because we, as you can see, we are right at critical levels. I've said it every single week: old support becoming new resistance, and old resistance becoming new support. Happens every single time. So right now we just need to wait and see. QQQ. Right, this is actually going extremely well according to my plan. So we had this channel to the upside. Wave 5 just finished. What some people were thinking is that this is a wave 3 with the wave 4 pullback, and if that was true, that would have needed to stay above the 0.5, which the 0.5 is right here, and it's holding. So this could potentially be right wave 1, 2, 3, and then a wave 4 pullback. It did approach that level, but it held, so this still could be valid. So again, we are in a pretty critical area, and we just need to wait and see what happens. So it's hard to make a judgment on where we go from here, but we broke out of this rising bearish wedge to the downside. As you can see, we broke down, we retested. So this is exactly what I expect on SPY to happen, right? We broke out, we retested this old support as a new resistance, we double bottomed, we retested that level again at the 0.5. So if I took the fib from the high to this candle right here, that 0.5 lines up perfectly, which is a perfect wave 2 bounce. And then we ended up falling down below this previous level. So right now we're in a wave 3. So this could be either a wave 3 or a wave 3 to the downside, this red trend, or this could be just what I said before with SPY. This could be wave 1, wave 2, and then the parabolic wave 3 move to the upside. But wave 4, in some cases, it can go past the previous. Not many, but this could be a wave 4 pullback before wave 5 to all-time high. So once again, we really just need to wait and see what happens here. If we break above this 310 level, I'll continue to be bullish. If we don't reclaim this 310 level and we use this previous support as a new resistance right here, then I'll end up being very bearish, and I could see this happen. I'll even draw it, right? So old support will probably break through. Everyone's gonna get faked out. We'll come down, we'll retest it again, and then we'll come down like that. I mean, I've seen it a million times. So we really just need to wait and see what happens here. Let me just see what you guys are saying to make sure I'm not skipping anything. Did great on edit falling wedge, so I will do that after. I'll go over that after. 2Run, I appreciate that that comment. Thank you very much. Can I make a video about position sizing and risk management? Yeah, sure. That's a great idea. I could definitely do that. I'll save that for a video though, because I can go in detail with that I feel like that's a lot of newer trainers screw up with that, so I could definitely do that. Now let's go into the watch list. Now that we covered SPY and QQQ, I'm gonna go over the 4 hour just because it looks nice. So target. So we have, I'm going to go over this yellow trend, right? Yellow, 3. So we have 1, our wave 2 pullback, right? Ascending triangle, A, B, C, D, E correction. We have our wave 3 to the upside. And now we're currently in the wave 4. And as you can see by this fib, right? I drew it from the bottom of wave 2, to the top of wave 3. This is a fib retracement, right? So I'm retracing to see where it's going to dip to. And common levels are 382 or 0.5. So we found some support at the 382, and this lines up perfectly with this previous support. So, you know, this was a great level to add in. And along with that, like when we say you have to have multiple areas of confirmation, this is what I'm talking about. So the 382 bounce, right? Common level for it to bounce a wave 4. Previous support bounce, and right, previous resistance becoming previous support, or new support, sorry. So previous resistance becoming new support, and then it's acting as support again, this range. So it all lines up. So this is a great area that we bounced in, and I'm looking for some continuation back to the upside. I really like this play, target. Obviously a big name, and they do great in pandemics or no pandemic. So I could see, you know, come out, resist, and then we have that 5-wave small sequence, and we retest this previous resistance. So really like this play. Let's go on to the next. PLTR, yep, it is on my watch list. Let's go over it. So this now acts as a full wave 1. This is a full wave 1, and now we are in a wave 2 pullback. This fib that I drew, the 0.618, it goes from the low, right? So wave 1, where it starts, all the way to the high of wave 1. And then this 618 is the 618 of wave 1. And we are bouncing right there. So we bounce through, people, you know, hit their stop losses, and then it happens every single time. People get stopped out, and then it rips. I'm sure it's happened to every single one of you. And that line also lines up perfectly with this previous support, and this previous support. So it's a great area. Check out the MACD and the RSI. We're starting to curl up. We crossed right there. This is starting to gain some momentum, and we'll start to approach the highs here. So I could definitely see a bounce coming. And we're already in this position, but we could definitely play a shorter term call going into this week, which I might do. Another major level that you need to look out for, right? So check out all the support right there, and it resisted right here. So this tiny little level in that 25 range. So over 25, ideally, whole number, psychological number, bullish over 25. For anyone that just joined, I'm going to go over chart requests at the end. I'll cover whatever you guys want. Yeah, so I really like PLTR. We'll see what happens. DraftKings, we had a great play last week, and then due to the market, it reacted pretty negatively. But we bounced as expected, right? Previous support, we had 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, and then the 4th bounce, which happened on the 5th, it bounced in the perfect area. And I expected us to hold here, right? Previous resistance, we broke through, and ideally previous resistance acts as new support, but it failed through. So this was a great spot right here. If I take the fibs, I wonder where we found some support. So look, right at the 0.5, I didn't even mean to do anything here. It just happened. we found support right at the 0.5, right at the previous support, and right in this region of previous support, right? We rejected there, rejected there, rejected there, and then we ended up finding support, and then we bounced again. So right where we expected it to, we bounced. And I'm looking for some continuation. This is a symmetrical triangle, right? We have a flat top with higher and higher lows, excuse me. And I'm looking for a break here again. If we break this yellow line, 64.19, my first price target is going to be that all-time high level, 72.16, and then so on. If you want to play quick scalp, and we end up getting to this all-time high, as soon as it breaks, that's a great area to play a scalp. Right there. Do I think now is a good time to go long on tech stocks? No, I don't. To go long, I would want market confirmation, and that's right now we're in critical levels, and it can go, very badly if you do go long now. If you go long right now and we do end up going downwards, every dip you're going to be like, oh, this is the bottom, right? This is the bottom. It happens all the time to newer traders, and then you end up averaging in 20 different times, and then you're in shit's creek. So I think it's better to wait for market confirmation and make sure that we are riding a wave up as opposed to buying every single dip. So definitely wait for market confirmation. On to the next, Microsoft. So I really like Microsoft. I was speaking about it last week. I was saying it's definitely setting up for a move higher, and it looks great, right? We have this long-term consolidation all the way from September. ABCDE correction, we broke out. I remember we rode that wave. We broke out, and now we're retesting previous resistance, right? Resisted, broke out, and now we're retesting that, making it a new support. This level also lines up perfectly. If I take the fib from the E wave to the top of wave 1, the 618 ends up right here. It bounces, and this level lines up perfectly with this previous resistance. So I hope everyone understands that by now. If you do, give me a thumbs up in the chat, or say yes, or just say you understand. If you don't understand, please ask, because I can go over it again. While you guys do that, right? So the 618, and then if you take the fib extensions, right? As you can see, I have the wave 1, wave 2 pullback, and then wave 3, we get that 280 target. So this is obviously only going to work if we end up with a bull market. So we have to be wary of that. And we're approaching this critical level, this previous resistance. So if we can break that 232.86 level, my targets are above. And this is only going to work in a bull market, like I said. So you just have to keep that in mind. Otherwise, Microsoft will come down with tech. You're big in Apple on Excel when you have a chance. Sure. I'm going to go over some chart requests right after this. GM. So GM had an insane... it had some insane flow coming in last week. Some April calls, I'm pretty sure it was. So I took a look, and look at this. This is an almost perfect bull flag. We were in this channel since the low of March. We had our wave 1, wave 2 pullback, and then we had this large wave 3. And now, wave 4s are typically short-term or short retracements, which we have here. Let me take the fib. So from the low of wave 2 to the high right there, wave 4s are valid over the 0.5, but they tend to fall in between 236 and the 382, and we bounce exactly at that 236. So there's one way of confirmation, right? So that's one form. Let me go to the 1 day. Right, MACD, it's about to cross. We're about to start gaining some momentum. and the RSI is starting to move back to the upside. We have this ABCDE correction. It's very common for that wave 4. And if we can break that 55.29 level, which is the top of that D candle, I'll enter, and my first target will be that resistance right there, 56.97. And if I wanted to measure anything higher, what I like to do is take the fib retracement and just do it reverse. So from the high to the low, and then I'll turn on the candles. 1618. I like the 1382, I'm pretty sure it is. And then those are my price targets above, which lines up 60, psychological level, super important, and then 62. So you can either do the retracement reverse, or you could just take the fib extensions and then do like from the low to the high and then back down. But the targets are way higher, so the 618 in this case would be a pretty good level to look at. But I like to use the fib retracements for that. Okay, any questions so far on my watch list? Hope everyone's having a chill night. Another week ahead. LLY. So I got this from Stock Dweebs. I'm pretty sure everyone follows him. I took a look at the setup and I really loved it, so I added it to my watch list. Yep, Scarlet. I'll do that right after I finish this watch list. I'll cover any tickers you guys want. LLY. So I found this from Stock Dweebs, or Eric, or whatever his name is. It's a great setup. So this looks exactly like GM, right? This wave 4, we have that flag and then that consolidation sideways, right? We have that flag and consolidation sideways. So I'm playing it the exact same way. Over that D wave, I'll enter, and my targets are the same. Elliott wave terms, we had wave 1, wave 2 pullback, flag, breakout, wave 3 falling wedge or falling channel, and then wave 5, or this could be wave 1, 2, and then this full thing is a wave 3, and now we're finally in that wave 4. Really like this setup. Take a look at the MACD. MACD is about to cross, and we're going to start gaining some momentum and move back to the upside. RSI is starting to gain some momentum, and we're going to start to move up. Okay, so I really like this setup. I really like bull flags and falling wedges, as you guys know, because your stop loss and your targets are pretty easy to scout out. A stop loss on this, because I know a lot of people have questions, you can either do the bottom of wave E if you want a conservative stop loss, or just the bottom of the flag, which would be wave A. So 195 or 198. Or you could just take the fibs and go from the bottom to the top, and then this 382 lines up perfectly with that A wave. So the 382 in this case. So always look for multiple ways of confirmation. So, okay. And Tesla, what a play that was. Rising bearish wedge, we were due for a large correction. We had that wave 1, right? We retested this previous support, acted as support. We pulled back or pulled up in this case, because now we're focusing on a downtrend. And this retraced to the 786. I don't have it drawn here, but I could draw it, I guess. Let me turn the magnet off. And if I turn the 786 on, all right, 786, we had wave 1, and we pulled back to the 786, found some support on it, and then retested. So that was just confirmation of a bearish sentiment going forward. So that's when I ended up having my 582 price target, which hit, which was a great play. Then we had our wave 3, wave 4 pullback, and then this was a wild candle, but wave 5 ended up hitting that 539 level, broke my target. Now going forward, so we just had a minute or a minute 5 wave sequence. Now this could be considered an A wave, right? Because an Elliott wave, once you have a full 5 wave sequence, you generally have an A, B, C before continuing higher. So I could totally see, right? We find some support here at the 382. So this 382 is this full sequence, the 1 to 5 sequence. So from the low, right, that dot's right here. So this is the low of the fib. Let me change the color just so it's easier to. What color should we use? I'll use red. And I'll brighten this thing up. There you go. So now you can see it. So this fib, which is the 382, from the low to the high, we have the 382 here, and it's holding. It's super important because if this holds, then this could technically be, right? We have a wave 1, 2, 3. This could be a wave 4 pullback before we have our wave 5 to the upside, which my target would then be around 1100 to 1200. So once again, the same as SPY and QQQ, we just need to wait and see what happens. There's nothing we can do here. So my two areas that I'm looking at, we either have this ABC, right? We find some momentum, and then we end up rejecting right at this previous support, or we start to build a 5 wave sequence to the upside. It will look something like this. Where am I going? Here we go. So it'll look something like 1, 2, 3, and then 5 meets with that wave 5. Right, something like that. See it all the time. So that's what I'm looking at. If we end up falling below that previous candle, then our next support is this previous high, which is around 500. So we'll see what happens. We just have to wait. This is why I don't want to brush any positions this week. I'd rather play it safe than sorry. Now Bitcoin is another play. I'm already long in Bitcoin, but I'm just going to go over it because I know a lot of people like it. I've updated on my Twitter. I hope you all follow my Twitter. Do you wait for the C and ABC to buy? You could, if you play long term, definitely wait for wave C, because if you do play long term and you buy here, right, and we go up and you're long term, you're not going to take profits here because you're going long term. Your money's just going to be moving sideways. If you took the mean or the average of entering here and we do get this ABC, your money is just going to be moving sideways for months. So you want to wait for confirmation if you're going long. But if you're playing options on a weekly or a 2-week basis, we can totally play these, and we will. So we really just need to wait and see what happens here, because there is not enough confirmation on a move to the upside or a move to the downside. So I hope everyone understands that. If you don't, please just ask, and I can cover it in a different way, potentially. Yeah, so Scarlett said, I check financial data, fair value statistics for long-term investments. Yep, that's a great way to do it. I personally just look at the technicals, so volume, price action, and that such. That's just what I like. I don't like looking through financials. It's not my thing. I just like price action, right? Financials reflect on price. So we could see basically, you know, how healthy a company is via price. Bitcoin. So we're actually approaching a pretty major point here. Right, so this previous high, we're approaching that right here. So we need to break through here right now, and then get through that 52,000 level. But we had that falling wedge, we had that break, ABC wave. Now this becomes a wave 1 with the wave 2 pullback right to the 0.5. So this 0.5 fib level is the bottom of wave E to the top of wave 1. There's a 0.5, and now I'm expecting a move, which is the 1.618 of wave 1 and the wave 2 pullback. Wave 3 price target ends up being around 62,000. So that's my price target as of now, right? We always have to adjust to price action. So this could totally change. Originally, I thought this was a wave 1 with the wave 2 pullback, which my target ended up being a little higher, but right, always adjusting to price action. All right, now we cover that. So let's get into wait, does anyone have any questions so far about the watch list? Because this is like all I have for the watches coming into the week. If you missed the beginning, my watch list this week is a little bit more narrow because of the market and where we are. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm keeping my eye on a few things. So this is what I'm going to be watching. But if I see unusual options activity, I of course look at that, because that's definitely something I want to be looking at. So this is my watch list, but it's not limited to these tickers. Any questions about what I just covered? Let's give it a minute, because I know the stream is a little delayed. Yeah, no problem, Jonathan. I appreciate you guys coming by. How was everyone's weekend? All right. If no one has any questions, let's get into some chart requests. You guys want me to do GME? I'll do GME. What do the 3 white lines mean? Which 3 white lines? On which chart, D Blake? On Bitcoin? Oh, these 3 white lines? This is just the channel that it's following. So, oh boy, I have a lot on this chart. But these 3 white lines are the channel that it's following. So this is an area of support. This is the mid-range, which can act as support or resistance, and then this is previous resistance. So that's why my target's up there. Yep, you could play wedges on any time frame, for sure. But if you play wait, while I'm looking at this, look at Bitcoin, look at the MACD. It's about to cross, so that's bullish. Yeah, you could play wedges on any single time frame, but if you play a wedge on a 15-minute time frame, your target is obviously going to be lower than what your price target on like a daily wedge would be. So like, look at this wedge, right? So you take it from the bottom, top, and then the low, and the 1618 is the target, which lines up perfectly with that 618 that I have. So I hope you guys see that. So yeah, so the 3 white lines is just the channel. Can act as an area of support and resistance. All right, let's do some chart requests. Let's go over Apple. So, Apple, as you can see, right, 3 white lines. We were following this channel, right? We had 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, and then we had this 4th bounce, but we ended up falling right through, and that's why that drop was steeper than any other drop, because of this resistance or support, excuse me, that broke. And now we bounced off this previous level again. So what I'm thinking here, and now everything's right, everything is going to change regarding what happens with the market. So just take everything with a grain of salt, because if the market tanks or corrects more, everything is going to come down, and everything will follow it. So what I'm seeing here is a potential wave 1 down, wave 2 pullback, right? Previous resistance acted as a new resistance right here. That was a great area to play puts. Wave 3 to the downside, and then as you could see, right, previous support acting as a new resistance. I could say it a million more times, and I'm going to say it a million more times, because that's a super important thing you guys need to know. And then we reject it again. So I think we see a little bit more downside. We have this double bottom here. This could either be wave 5 right here, and then we could finally start to find a reversal here, or wave 1 is equal to wave 5. So in that case, in that case, right, wave 4, yeah, so that could totally be our wave 5. All right, yeah, I like that. Yeah, so there was our 5-wave sequence. So now this could be wave A, right? Just like I said with Tesla. So this is our wave A. Let me turn the magnet off. And then we could potentially have a wave B, which could totally end up rejecting again at this previous support, making another resistance, and then coming down again. All right, that could totally happen. So once again, we're just in critical areas, and we need to wait for confirmation. Yeah, there's Apple. Discord invite for sure. Let me send that quickly, actually. Expire never. Generate link. Awesome. There we go. Let me pin that. There we go. Perfect. All right. If you're not in the Discord, then please join. PLTR I did already. If you want to just go back into the stream, I'm just not going to try and cover anything twice, so we can not repeat ourselves, and we could save some time here. What is your process for price targets? It's all based on fibs, fib retracements, and fib extensions. If you want to know how to do that, if you go into the Discord, right, if you're not aware, and you go to Insight, then Market Resources, I post things here all the time. Things like this. Right, this is super helpful. You should print that out if you want to learn patterns. I created this Elliott Wave cheat sheet. Let me just pull it up quick. And this is what it looks like. And if you go down, right, here are the waves. Right, so wave 3 typically reaches a 1618 of wave 1. And then here's the levels after. Wave 2 retraces to the 3825. As far as the 786, there's an error that I just caught. Here are some diagrams. And then this is what you guys want to either, if you want to screenshot this, go ahead. Fibonacci target zone. So a wave 3, 45% of the time, it's going to retrace or extend to the 1618 or the 175. Wave 2. Wave 2, 70% of the time, it's going to retrace to the 38.2 or the 61.8. Yep, it's the bull trades Discord. So if you don't want to use that invite link, just discord.gg/bull trades. So this little cheat sheet right here on the screen is amazing. And wave 5 typically 70% of the time, 61.8 to the 100%. It's amazing. And then here's guidelines on how to do it. So wave 2, you anchor the drawing tool at the beginning of wave 1 and then at the end of wave 1. So simple, easy to read, and it gets across to the point. More cheat sheets, more diagrams of how to do it, and then you guys can read the rest. All right, let me try and see what you guys want to. Oh, edit. I remember someone asked for edit in the beginning. I'm gonna try and get to them all, guys. So let's adjust this. All right, so you can either count that or you can look at it like this. Whoops. Yeah, that's a. So, right, this is a falling wedge. I appreciate that, man. That makes me happy that this is the best service. So look, we have a large falling wedge here. Let me go to the daily because this is super extended. So on something like this, I like to look at the daily because of how extended it is, right? This is a large falling wedge. And I have this line here. Okay, so, right, previous resistance. Ideally, you would have wanted it to hold right there and bounce, and it just broke below that. So, I mean, look at the MACD and the RSI, super, super low. If you didn't know, you can draw lines on the RSI and that, and like it's still valid. So this is going to break that resistance potentially, and this is going to start to curl to the upside. So this can definitely start to gain more momentum. Over 44.85 would be my entry because of this previous resistance. So this can totally reject again, but you want confirmation. But it is super extended. All right, we have A, B, C, D, and E. Or potentially this could be a, let me see. No, this couldn't be a 5-wave sequence. So that's an A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, so over that 44.85 level. What's up, Chris? RKT. So RKT. You're giddy with this YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm gonna try and help every single one of you guys. So just give me some time and I'll get to every single one of you. Right? I'm not gonna intentionally skip someone. So if you feel like that, then I will get to you. RKT, it had that short squeeze. That was insane. I hope at least some of you caught that because I didn't. This play was so obvious that it was going to happen, which pisses me off too. Right? We were tightening for so long. An ideal entry, so we gapped up. We retested this previous resistance level, right? Resisted, and this was old support originally. We broke through, we retested. Right here would have been the golden opportunity to get in. Which pisses me off because, right, that's a golden opportunity. Yeah, I'm going to do GameStop next. And then an absolute short squeeze. These don't happen very often like this. Flew to the upside, high of 43. And now we're all the way back down. So if I adjust this a little bit to reach the top of that candle, right? So we're back testing here. I don't know. This can either backtest, which it did bounce, and you could play this over that previous candle, right? That candle right there. So the 25.55 level, if you want to play to the upside, that's a good region to get in. Or, right, this level right here. Previous resistance, previous support, and that previous support level right there. That 26.85 level. Yeah, if you guys want to check flow, let me know. Let me check for Mario. All right, so here's Disney. Here's the top. Wait, this is just for Friday. So let me do, let's do most active Disney contracts for the last 10 days. So this is the most 10 days. 226, those expired. 3.5s, those expired. 10.15 calls, 59% on the bid, so more people are selling than buying. 416, 220 calls. Where are we at now with Disney? What's the price of Disney? It's around 186, I think. So these people are going far out of the money. 65% in the ask, so way more people are buying this than selling. Disney put call sentiment. Let's check out blocks. I like looking at the blocks. So blocks, Disney 10-day. So on Friday, 226, so about 2 weeks ago, I think. What's today? Today's the 7th. This is probably a sell. So someone sold 1.24 million shares. But there's more buying here than selling. So you got to look at the date on these because, right? So this wouldn't really matter for this upcoming week. So let's do block Diz for the last 2 days. See what? Yeah. So there's more buying than selling here. So that's definitely a good sign. Right? Someone bought 60,000 shares above ask. It's a Form T trade. Let's do some more charts. RMO. So trade alert. Let me pull it up. Trade alert, this is what it looks like. And this is what it costs. I have this one. It ran Friday, yeah. And this is what you get. And I like this one more than any other service because this is owned by the CBOE exchange. So it's integrated directly. These are right as soon as the orders are placed. But with the new dashboard that Bull Trades is releasing, I don't know why those messages keep getting retraced or retracted. But the new dashboard that we're putting up for you guys is top notch. It's just as good as this one, and it's gonna be insane. Like, I'm so excited for that dashboard to come, which should be done in a few weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna check RMO. So here's RMO. Let me delete this because, all right, I don't want to look at old data. Let's see where we found some support. So we're at all-time lows here on RMO. MACD and the RSI, it's at very low point, so we could potentially find a reversal here. This isn't something I would look at. This is super bearish. Or not bearish, but you could definitely reverse here, but it's not something that I would take an option trade on, right? If you want to go long, potentially. Yeah, let's see. So I see no patterns. It's down crazy from the highs, right? So we had that quick move, and now we're down 78% from the high. Yeah, so there's better setups than this one. Harmo screwed your account. Yeah, we've all had those plays, man. I blew my account multiple times when I started. In the program, yeah, I definitely see value. I love it. But whenever our bull trades dashboard comes out, I'm going to cancel my membership and just use the dashboard because it's just as good, if not even better, because it's simpler and looks way better. This is like old school. JMIA. Let me just delete this. So this one got hit pretty hard too. All right, if we go to the highs, 55% from the highs. That's nasty. But we found some support, right at previous support. MACD and the RSI are getting pretty low. This is going to start to curl up, so we can definitely start to gain some momentum and move back to the upside, right? It's not a definite though. These are just indicators. If it was 100% accurate, we would all be rich. But we are starting to find some support here, all right? Previous support. Check out the volume on the side. Larger in this area. So it's definitely a good area for a reversal. If you want to enter long, that's where you would want to enter long, right? Previous resistance, acted as new support, and then acted as new support again. So this is the level you need to break over, that 41.26 level. And then it could potentially, right, break through, come back down, retest, make the old resistance a new support, and then move back to the upside. So that's definitely a possibility. Bitcoin I covered already. If you want to go back into the stream, go ahead. Let's do Neo. That came up a bunch of times. Neo. So what I was thinking before the sell-off is that we were going to bounce here, which we did, and then we ended up falling through. So that's invalid. Delete that. So now this could be a full wave 1, and now we could be in a wave 2 retrace. So in order to see, where we are, I'll use the fib from the bottom to the top. And let me turn on the coordinates. Right, so we found some support at the 0.5. That's a common level for a reversal. These 3 levels are the common levels for a reversal. As you can see, the first time it found some support at 382, and you definitely could have played that. Right, that previous support became a new support with the 382, so multiple forms of confirmation. But then it ended up selling through. But this could definitely be a wave 2, and now we could be setting up for a wave 3, right? So wave 1. Oh wait, I have it drawn already. Let me just go like that. So just like that. And the target would be, right, it's going to be high up, but this is super long term, not anything close. Right, that 135 level. So according to Kathy Wood, if you saw my Twitter, let me pull it up just so I don't say it wrong. What did I just do? Shit. Give me 1 second. I just clicked out of something. Let me go to my Twitter. Here. Alright, here it is. we expect unit sales, right? This is said from Kathy Wood herself. We expect unit sales of electric vehicles globally, including China, she mentioned, because China's pushing EV very hard, at an 82% annualized rate during the next 5 years. That's huge. That is huge. So, I mean, if that stays true, 135 is totally possible. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a long time away, but according to this, right, if it moves in this path, even, you know, down here, by 2022, so a year, right? So investing is a year plus, especially if you want to avoid those short-term capital gains. Long-term capital gains tax is not as bad. Yep, you can totally rewatch this. This will be posted on YouTube after. Right, a year is not a long time at all. Think about in like everyone's Roth IRA or long-term investing account, people have shares for 40 years. So, Jason, you bought Neo. Yeah, Neo's a great call. I mean, the risk to reward is totally there, right? Electric vehicles are just, as Kathy Wood would say, electric vehicles are disruptive innovation, right? People don't fully believe in it yet, or now they do because of Tesla. But it's a market that's, you know, it's untapped, and it's going to be insane in the future. So the risk to reward's totally there on EVs. Okay, so I'm not going to delete anything just because it's a mess, but I hope you could see this, right? Rising bearish wedge, and we broke out to the downside. We ended up finding support, right? I haven't even looked at AMD in months. I haven't looked at it since like the beginning of February or end of January, and it found support exactly where it had it, right? This previous support, it bounced once, it bounced twice, and that was a great area right there. So let's see. I could just see this moving sideways, honestly. This just looks like it's going to go sideways for a little bit, potentially form like another triangle here. Do you see Neo separating from Tesla and how it moves? I wish I could tell you, man. I don't know. I don't want to give wrong answers, and I don't want to lead you in the wrong direction. But maybe we'll play it by you know, how it goes. So I definitely am bullish on electric vehicle companies for sure. But this, as you can see, it's in no man's land, right? We have really no major support and resistance in between. So this could just, you know, free ride. Thanks, Daniela. There's SPY. Right? Old support broke out, and we're going to potentially make old support new resistance. Open. That guy got screwed. This guy played the breakout and bought 2,031 calls. It's a lot of money. But we were following this channel, right? Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and it ended up falling. So they were anticipating a break of this previous resistance back to the upside, probably to all-time highs, and then something happened here. But we are finding some support right at this previous candle, previous resistance. and we dipped far, far below, but we did reclaim it. So we could definitely get a reversal here. I could even see, right, this coming back up, acting as new resistance, and then coming back down again if this doesn't break. You're in May calls. You're gonna need a strong reversal, that's for sure. Look at this selling pressure. Definitely gonna need a strong reversal here. I would watch unusual options flow. So it was coming up as unusual options activity. This is from Friday. These were the most common. So the 319.24 calls, 35 calls, right? Lots of buyers, 78% buyers. If I do open or MOSO, open, and then 5 days. These are the most open or active stock options the last 5 days of trading. So 3.1 to 3.5. Right, so pretty interesting. You bought open at 19, so you really got the bottom of that dip. That's great. Yeah, if you got in at 19, for sure, that's a great area. Let's check out IMAX. So long term, and I hope you could see this just by looking at it. Tell me what you guys think about that. Right, we rejected, 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 and it looks like we're rejecting again. So this needs to break above. All right, you can either do it like that or like that. So depending on where you draw the line, it really changes everything. But ideally, if this can break over and then use these previous resistances as support, so like near that 25 level, if it can break 25 and then use that as a new support, that would be ideal. But that's what you need to look out for. Looks like it's rejecting, so there might be some more downside if it doesn't break. Also, take a look at the volume spikes that happen. Right, so volume spike here, and we sold off. Volume spike here, we sold off a little bit, and we moved sideways. Volume spike here, and we sold off. Volume spike here, and we sold off. So, what could we assume again? A volume spike here, and potential sell-off. MVIS. This play looked really good last week until the sell-off happened. That's invalidated. So here we had this falling wedge, which is my favorite. Here's an example of a failed falling wedge. We broke out. We had our 5-wave sequence, a small 5-wave, which then became a wave 1. And then we ended up just falling right through. So, but as you could see, right, previous resistance acted as a new support. So if you saw that level right there, this would have been a great dip buy. And then if you take the fibs, I wonder what fibs it reversed at. So nothing too nice there. But yeah, I hope you guys see that, how it reversed right there. I mean, it happens every single time. There's always a reason for a reversal, always. And look at the volume. The volume was pretty low. I mean, it was nothing really happening there. So, next level you need to be aware of is watch that one, because right, previous support, and then it broke through, resisted. All right, so previous support acting as a new resistance, and it needs through there again. Let's check out Bank of America. So banks were strong. Move this up a little bit. So banks, right? Just by looking at it, we have this trend line, and we have this top here. So 37 is a major level that needs to break. If it breaks 37, right, we'll probably see a move to that 37.60 level. Let's go back a little bit. So there's no previous resistance in there, so that's ideal. If it can break this 37 level, that's a great entry. I'm gonna actually set my alert on that level and add that, because that would be a nice little quick play. And then if it breaks that 37.60 high level, great area for another scalp. So I'll play that probably too. Let's check out the fibs. So I'm going to make a video on fibs, but I'll just give you a little insight. So you go from swing low to swing high, and the major levels that you want to look out for are these levels, the 382, the 5, and the 6. And ideally, if you can bounce off one of these, right, in a long-term uptrend, these are the levels you want to play. And it didn't quite reach that 382, so definitely bullish. But this could definitely see some more upside. This is BAC, Bank of America. Let's go over like one or two more chart requests. Someone said CL. So I don't know what this is, but here's the flow. This is just for Friday. If you want me to pull up something else, let me know. Look at that. All sellers. So clearly they all went out of their position. All right, let's check out CLOV. I like that. So this one had a major sell-off, all-time lows. Right, we are 63% down from the highs at all-time lows. We broke this previous support. That's ugly. If you believe in the fundamentals, oh, I have to do GME and AMC. Sorry. Oh, CL's oh, duh. That totally flew over my head. But CLOV, right, we're at all-time lows. If you believe in the fundamentals of the company and believe in the company, pick them up for long term, right? This is the lowest that they've been. So risk to reward is definitely great. Not something I'm trading. Let me check out GameStop. So GameStop, right? We're starting to flag here. This looks good. If you remember, I alerted GameStop Lottos. I alerted them, I think right here, trying to break this candle. They went green, and then we rejected. I was hoping for a run out of this, and it didn't work, so that failed. But we're finding some support over this previous resistance, which is good. So this could totally set up for a bounce out of here. I'm still bullish on this. I really like it, right? We're flagging, consolidating, we're moving sideways, and we're bouncing off previous resistance. Definitely like this. If we get over that 184 level, which we are a decent amount away, we have a gap to fill to 214. I wonder if there's any blocks. Block, GME, 10-day. Look at that. So all above ask. That's bullish flow, guys. And they got in at 160. So there's definitely people stuck in this. So they got 876,000 shares at 160 on. Oh, that was 225. So 225, 160. They bought in right around this level. So those people are trapped in this position unless they sold on that little spike. But if they're still in, then they're obviously still bullish. That's a lot of freaking shares. Right? I don't see any sells for 876,000 shares on bid. So someone must be bullish. Yeah, someone must FOMO'd. I typed that in wrong. Moso XL 10-day. So this is for the last 10 days, the data on the most active stock options. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Drop a like. I feel so stupid for saying that, but I guess it's part of the stream mentality. AMC. Right, so I think we went over this before, but we're consolidating. We found some support, right? Support. We're finding some new support again, and I'm looking for a jump out of here. Let's check out the block flow. Whoops. Look at that. 4.8 million shares on ask on 3-2 at 893. So 3-2 at 893. So they bought in like right here. So clearly someone's bullish, guys. I can draw a little arrow. Like right in that region. Someone bought 4 million. On ask. What do I predict? I'm definitely bullish. I'm long in AMC. And if it doesn't work out, I'll take my loss at 650. So when you enter position, make sure you have an area that you're gonna sell before you enter. It's always a good idea. It could be someone covering shares, but above ask is normally someone buying a position, right? You're trying to get in, so you're going to pay more than you want because you want to get in quick. If it was at the mid price, then I would think it would be to cover a short. Yeah, they have earnings on the according to this, the 10th. So watch, they'll come out and they'll have like the most insane earnings ever somehow. and AMC will fly. Could you imagine? Their $400 popcorns, you know, made them a trillion dollars. W and W. So, right? This is a potential cup and handle here. Cup and handle, a double top, whatever you want to call it. 35.50 is the level you want to watch out for. That previous high, if it breaks that, it will run a little bit. Look at that Head and Shoulders. And then it broke down big time. But this, yep, 35.50. That's all I'm going to say for this one. That's a simple level, simple breakout. If it doesn't break, it's gonna come back down a little bit. The indicator is the VPVR. It's a volume profile. So right, this volume down here is like the x-axis. It shows volume by time, right? Volume by time, and this is the y-axis, and it shows volume by price. So you can have an understanding of where people, or where the most people bought and sold their shares. So since it sticks out here, right, most people have, right, and the volume is spiked up here, then you could line them up, right? So I can go like this, vertical line. I can go like that, and if I wanted, right, the highest bar is right in that region, or this region. So that dip got loaded. Yeah, it's great. It's like a chart, right? So if you have, it's like looking at any other chart. Y-axis, x-axis, and it shows the volume and where people are buying. I'm gonna do one more ticker. I covered the watch list and I covered some chart requests. NNDM. Ouch. Ouch. I haven't looked at this in a while, but look, I had this graphed out or charted out already, right? We were in this trend. We broke out. We retested that, right? So it's not perfect, but whoops. Right? We broke down. We retested this old support, making it a new resistance, and then came down. So, and look where we found some support. I can't stand when this thing comes up. Oh my god. Sorry about that. Move that up. Okay. Right, so we have that previous high. Right, we have this area of support, and we bounce right here. So totally could have caught that little bounce. But this is a super popular company now. So, I mean, if you want to go long term, it's not a bad spot to pick up some shares. IPOE. That's an ugly chart. I'm going to do two more. This, I'm not looking at. This is just a speculative play, right? Off that guy, whatever his name is. This is a SPAC. So, I mean, go ahead and play SPACs. I don't like playing SPACs. Right? You need to break this level. Previous support, broke through, acting as resistance. This is the level you need to watch for. Yeah, let's do Netflix, and then I'll do one more. So yeah, Netflix. I was gonna put on my watch list this week actually. Insane consolidation, right? That's pretty insane. And then this previous trend line, support again. And then we're potentially this falling wedge here is potentially happening. Break of 522, I'd play. This could definitely bounce back over here to the 545 region. So I definitely like Netflix. Right, this yellow box is an area of support. Right, look at the volume on the side. This is where people are long in this region. So I like that bounce right there. Not bad. All right, guys. If you haven't watched my videos, make sure you go watch them. I'm making a video on fibs and how to trade fibs. So that should be out, within the next 2 days. And then if you have any other videos that you want me to make, just, either feel free to DM me, tweet at me, ask in the Discord, whatever it is. Just let me know what you want to see because I'm open to do anything. Alright guys, I appreciate you stopping by on a Sunday night. I love this ending screen. I feel so cool doing this. But, yep, follow me on YouTube, Twitter. I don't really use Instagram, so don't follow me on Instagram. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. 1K count vid. Not for me. Not for me. I don't believe in those challenges. No problem, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9:30.